to the channel. Welcome to the channel. My name is Helen and let's talk about it. Okay, so I've already started seeds. You would have seen that video. If not, I'll put it down below. But I started seeds for peppers, tomatoes, some flowers, some other random bits and bobs, right? So because, you know, I'm in Houston, Texas. That frost day thing, yeah. So we do have frost coming this week. I think the low is like 28, and then the next day is like 60. Then it's like 28, and then the next day is like 70. Yeah, really crazy here, but I'll still maybe cover one or two things outside with a sheet, but for the most part, yeah, my frost day is going to be passed really soon here. So that 10 to 12 week, you know, start to see thing, she's behind. But the good thing about Texas, a lot of this stuff can go directly into the ground. It doesn't take long to start growing, and we're good to go. So what are we doing? So I told myself, since I will not be growing in ground, I'm going to be growing in containers. How much can you grow in a container? Like, how much food can you really grow in a container? Whether it's a Greenstalk, an EzCube, the VegoGarden metal raised bed that's on wheels. I have another one coming. Whether it's just a pot, right? Or the food cube. What can you grow in these containers? Well, the good thing is that I have containers that, you know, from 40 pockets to 50 pockets to like large size containers where they are movable. If I need more sun or less sun, right? But what can we grow? I mean, what can we really produce? So because I'm doing this, I'm able to focus, I think, more on feeding these heavily at the right time and the right nutrients, watering them better than I did last year. Because I feel like in the last couple of years, I've just been like, I'm going to water you, and I'm going to water you, and I'm going to go across I'm going to water you, then I got to go way across there and water you. Now, I feel like I can just, it's right here in the middle. I'm excited. Y'all excited? So let me show you what I did. I kind of showed you briefly that I just got these little stickers, child. I don't know who sent me these stickers. I think these stickers actually are for my jars or whatever. But anyway, I have these stickers. They represent the Greenstalk. I'm missing like 2 stickers, but it's okay. And I labeled which Greenstalk was going to be what. So like one would be like carrots, full, just carrots, okay? Maybe some herbs like dill or something. But I want to make sure I'm putting herbs with each container. But for the most part, the container would be like all carrots. One is like beets and turnips with some herbs. I have one that's all garlic. And this already needs to be clipped back. I need to clip back some of the greens on that. I have one that's all kale. Just different varieties of kale, whether it's a red kale, a dino kale, a dwarf curly kale, just kale. One is all short. I just cut all that back, trimmed it back. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to see if it survives after these cool temps. If it does, fine. If it does not, I will plant that up with like eggplant, chard. We have a backup plant, okay? I also have one right now that is planted with collards. It also has broccoli in it right now and some onions and green onions. So, yeah, I have one that has lettuce and onion, lettuce and garlic. And I have one that's all herbs. And we've done all that together. So if you want to go back and flip back through the, you know, couple of videos before, you'll see all the work I've been putting in. I'm hoping I can get all the work put in. So now going forward, all I'll be doing is up potting and then potting them into these containers so we can grow the food, okay? And then we can chill out or whatever. So I have a metal container outside that I got from VegoGarden. I'm going to tell you what I planted in there. We did this video together too. They're all in like these separate bags so that when it's time to, just in case they don't sprout, we can go back and do it again, okay? So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'll try to put some pictures on the screen, but for the most part, these are like most people know. I have thyme in there, lemon balm, hyssop, lemongrass. I also planted feverfew. We'll see how that does. I've never planted feverfew. The rest of these, everything else I've grown. Parsley. I have the evening primrose flower. Never planted this one. And then just some onion chives around the container. So this is what I plan on growing in that container. It's a fairly large container. I didn't plant it like too densely, but I figured It'll be almost like a tea container, a tea herb container, where I can grow like flowers and herbs for teas. Okay, so that is that planter. I have my list of everything I'm growing. So let's see. This one is for the lettuce container. So I already started lettuce in fall. I've been eating off of those since, I would say fall, right? Fall and winter now. I'm eating off that lettuce. And it's time to kind of start planting more seeds in that container. We're succession planting in those two small, shorter pink containers. There's onions in there, but we just plant around it. So I have the regular lettuce, your regular Paris Island. I have some wasabi greens. I told you all I found this at a local plant store, and I was like, wow, it's like a spicy green, so spicy Japanese mustard green, so why not, right? I also planted the marble lettuce, some oak leaf lettuce, some marjoram, I can never say that, right? And red Trevino endive lettuce. So all that's in there, and I mean just a few in each one. I didn't just go and sprinkle this really heavily because it is the containers, and I want to see how they grow. And if it starts to sprout, and I have a lot of sprouts, I can always separate them. Okay, my door just opened. All right, sorry, I hear my door crack because I'm cooking early. I'm making some charro beans, and today is Taco Tuesday, so the kids will have burritos. I'm probably going to have a taco salad, taco bowl. You'll see that on the short. I'm going to harvest a ton of cilantro today so we can make salsa and all the things. All right, so keep going. The next container is the EzCube. So the EzCube is a little different right now because it has like some bok choy starts in there that's kind of like come alive. We'll see if they take off. If not, I might end up moving them, but we'll see. So for there, I have borage, which I don't know why I planted borage, because I can promise you the borage I've grown in the last couple of years have grown on its own. It just reseeds itself. It is crazy. It just goes everywhere, but I love the flower. It's really good in a tea, and it's good for you, so I don't mind. I did get a bunch of flower seeds by Seed Mill. I have Atomic Purple Gomphrena. I have the Scarlet Kale, and I just dropped one in there. I just want to see how it does in there. I have the Magnolia Super Snap Peas. I put all these in there because with the EzCube and the trellis, I'm hoping that it grows and does this thing in there. That would be nice. I did drop the Kumquat Orange Flower, the Blue Butterfly Pea. It also does a little trailing, and then Blue Chicory. And it's just a little bit of each one just to see how well they grow in there. And I never tried it, so I just thought, why not try it? We all know I saved a ton of zinnias. And what I did was I just took the seeds and put them into the huge garden bed. I also planted them up when I moved the garden project tower, and I planted them in there. Then I got a message saying, since it stays wet, why don't you try planting celery? So I need to see if I have celery seeds, and if I do, I'll go plant those maybe a day or so after the freeze. Does it matter? Because celery probably would like that. So I think I'm going to plant that today. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Why not? So I also received some soursop seeds. So y'all know I have a soursop plant. Currently, it's in my front by my garage. So it gets sun and all that things. And then when it gets cold, like I just drag it to the garage. So that's what I've been doing. It's still living. And I just been saving the soursop leaves off of it for tea. I now have a huge jar. And so the goal this year is to get like, 2 jars of everything, or like a gallon jar of everything, all the herbs, all the stuff. And I have to make more of the basil salt. That was a hit here, and I want to make some for my oldest son too. So I need to grow more basil and actually grind up the basil for the salt, because I was using it for some of the teas, the Tulsi basil. But this time I'm going to do like the lemon basils, the lime basils, more of the different varieties, so we can get different flavors when we do our salts. But anyway, soursop. I need to plant. So that's already dropped in one of those containers. I'm just waiting for it to sprout. She put on here in a note that it takes a while. I forget what she said. I want to say she told me, girl, I don't even have a note in here. She told me it'd take a while for them to sprout. So that's fine. That's fine. We're okay with that. We just want to get started. So in saying that, this year when I grow certain vegetables or whatever, certain herbs, they will be in pots. The things that will be in pots this year is, of course, the mint. I've already started, I grow in pots anyway. So trees. The trees I have currently is the peach tree. Y'all already know that. I have the nectarine, the lemon, lime. I think it's a lemon bush. It hasn't done anything. I have 2 pear trees, 1 apple, 1 persimmon. And I think that's an apple. I thought it was 2 persimmons. I found out last year that the persimmon that bloomed was a male. And I was hoping to have a female child. I think that's an apple. But we'll see this year. Most likely those will be dropped in the country on a friend of mine's dad's land. So we'll see how that goes. For pots this year, we have our 2 mint buckets, our rosemary bucket, and then we'll have our soursop bucket and maybe another soursop. We'll see. When I mean bucket, they're like big pots. Also in a pot right now, I have the pineapple sage. That gets really big. It's already blooming. It's beautiful. And I'm thinking about doing hibiscus roselle in a pot. We shall see. Like, y'all know they get huge. So, I don't know. We'll see. All right, so moving forward, I already said I dropped the zinnias in that garden over there. I dropped marigolds over there. We have floss flowers. And then we have some other flowers already over there. And they should wake up come spring. The one thing about Zone 9, boo, our spring is, blink your eye, is summer. Like, our spring is pretty warm. It's probably like a, the northern summer. It gets really warm here. So we don't really get a spring per se. But we do get like a little glimpse of spring. And then we just take off. That's why I always plant early in mid-February going towards the end. Flowers, I just plant them and cover them up with soil and some wood chips or something, and they'll be just fine. But like actual like tomatoes and peppers and all that, I normally put them out like the last week of February, and for the last couple of years, I've done just fine. So yeah, or maybe even a little bit earlier. It depends on what the weather is predicting. The onions I bought them from a nursery where you just get them and you bag them yourself. And so I don't really know the variety, but I did a video on that. And so I'll try to put that video down below too. But I have onion, shallots, and garlic. And so I'm thinking that's going to be fine. One of the rows of garlic I have is just some garlic I got from the grocery store, just to compare the growth of the ones I bought from the nursery to the grocery store. And if I need to go back and reference that, it's on video. So I'm glad for that. We have, I did a video on the tomatoes and what I put into the pantry with the lights, right? The seeds. And it's time to up-pot something else. I was like, oh my God. So I'm probably going to go to the store this week and get those clear cups and some more soil and start up-potting into those cups. Because I planted so much, I only have so many seed trays. It's time to start moving stuff. So, and then once we get to a certain temp, I can start putting that stuff outside, bringing it back. I'm probably going to set up like a stand here. That way I can put the stuff in the daytime, put it back here. Put it in the daytime, put it back here at night. That's probably what I'm going to do. I had to remember that because last year they got tossed over in the greenhouse. And then at one point they got burnt up in the greenhouse. So we got to do better. We got to figure that out. But I have the Roma tomatoes, the sweet cherry. I have the Hawaiian pineapple, the Aunt Molly ground cherries. I can't wait for those to grow. Those are probably going to go into like one of the taller wheel around beds so they can come and spill over. That's really what I kind of want with that. I don't want them close to the ground. Once they hit the ground, ants come really quickly. The San Marzano, the terracotta tomato, and then I have the green tomatillo. So I did try to grow at least 4 of those. I always have one when I try to grow 2 that survives. I'm trying to grow like 4 or 5. So that way, if something dies on me, it doesn't like, the seed doesn't sprout. I at least have something because I need at least 2 for them to, cross-pollinate. Peppers. I did a video on this too when I dropped all these peppers into the trays. I have lemon jalapeno. I think it's jalafuego peppers. I have a sparkle pepper, yellow mushroom pepper, Jimmy Nordello, a regular bell pepper, sugar rush peach. Love those. Obsessed with those. I've grown those before. Hot banana, sweet banana, poblano pepper, and then the hot cherry. So far I have uppotted a few of these, not all. One of the containers I have, I love that for us. I am going to do zucchini gold and yellow. These were sent to me. I'm going to try to do these early because, listen, okay? So I'm thinking it'll be something like the EzCube. I told you I want to invest in getting another EzCube because I want to use that for growing like zucchini and squash because of the netting, because of the trailing, all the things. I want like those type of squash plants, anything that kind of vines. I just want to put it in something like that. So I'll probably invest in one of those with the trellis and everything. And the cover, because the cover is tea. I love that cover. Mine has been flipped around, caught in like a storm when we had a bad tornado, tossed across the yard, and it still looks good, okay? Nothing broken, all right? Ginger and turmeric. Ginger and turmeric will go into the new bin that's coming, and we'll see how that goes. I need to go grab some probably today. I did grab organic turmeric yesterday. I need to grab some organic ginger and go ahead and put it in my little trays with some soil so it can start doing this thing and sprouting, so we can just transfer it right on out there to the container. And I'm hoping I'm more successful at growing it in those big, deeper containers because it can get its own nutrients and its own watering cycle without me trying to water it less than something else and it rots out. Like it has rotten out with me growing it with other things. So I'm turning the sprinkles on, forgetting that it's in there, and then I'm like, oh man, I rotted out, so I want to make sure it's in its own area and I water it when necessary. So that will be growing on its own. The goal is to get a ton of that. Baby, let me tell you, I want so much of that where I'm annoyed. I want to get it, wash it, clean it, dehydrate it, and have it for teas, soups, my pho, my hot pockets, my hot pots, my juicing. I want it all. I want to freeze it. I want to juice it. I want to freeze it in ice cubes. So I have it. I want it all. So that's the goal. Cucumbers this year will be lemon cucumbers. And there's another cucumber I'm going to order from the Free Heirloom Seed Company, and it's called the Chinese snake cucumber. It is disease resistant, so I'm going to order that. Hopefully it still happens when I place my order. I have a list of what I want to order, and I won't be growing all this, but I want to get, I told you all, I'm not buying seeds from like the store. I want to make sure I get them from like, one of the seed companies online that's a reputable seed company. I feel like with the Free Heirloom Seed Company, I get more for the buck. And I'll take that every year. I'll take that. I don't need the fancy like packaging. I'll take these little envelopes. They send them in any day. All right. And so normal stuff like the arugula and basil. So this year basil will be lemon, lime basil, amethyst basil, and the ball that needs the spicy basil ball. Those are the basils I want to grow this year. So I have grown enough Thai basil and enough holly, whatever it is, basil. Yeah, I still have like gallons, a gallon of each one of those. I'm good. And I still have a gallon of pineapple sage too. I need to start drinking more of that. So I drink a lot of tea. A lot of tea. Well, it's not just me. We all drink tea every night. So that's why it goes so quickly. We don't buy tea bags. And I think that is it. That is everything that I want to grow. If I'm not mistaken, we talked the tomatoes, the peppers, we talked about the zucchini, the ginger, and then we talked about all the green stalks. So each green stalk I'm hoping will be a separate green stalk along with an herb. That way I can grow a lot of it, especially like when it comes to like carrots and like the green leafy vegetables like kale and the collards, because what I plan on doing is chopping and freezing a lot of that. The carrots, I'm going to invest in the cubes. They're like freezer cubes. I don't want to say this. They're freezer cubes. You can buy them I'll put it here, okay? I want to juice a lot of that, freeze them like that, and just bag them, right? That way, I just thaw them out and there's juice. That's kind of what I want to do. When I used to do jars back in the day, it took up a lot of room in my refrigerator. I don't want to do that no more. It just give me the cubes and let me freeze them like I do the bananas and all the fruits that I do. And I know a lot of people do meal prep like that. I want to do juice prep like that. I want to have them all frozen. I could take one out in the morning, sit it in a glass. By the time it's time to drink it, whatever, I'm ready. Like, I want to do that. I want to prep that way. So, but I want to prep using my own fruits and vegetables. And I know I can do the vegetables here. It's harder with fruits with me, unless it's like the peaches, because I grow a lot of that. I grow a lot of blackberries here. Have not taken down the blackberry structure yet, so I'll probably just leave it up. But for the most part, vegetables, I should be able to use all my vegetables and do garden to table. Like this spring and summer should be garden to table. We shouldn't be buying too much of anything from the grocery store except for like Christopher meats that he likes to buy, and then like the carbs, you know. And when I say carbs, I mean like the rice or pasta, because the red potatoes, the golden potatoes, and sweet potatoes will all be grown in either a Greenstalk or the laundry baskets this year. I am so ready. I forgot to write that down. I need to go get the laundry baskets. Laundry basket, because we will be growing potatoes. And I do not want to grow the potatoes. Sorry, I don't want to grow the potatoes in the ground. But when I was digging up the other day, that container, the in-ground container over there were sweet potatoes in there. I was like, oh, they're going to be growing. They're probably going to be growing underground, but it's all good. So anyway, let me know if you're growing anything that I'm growing. Are you growing this aggressive? This aggressively as I am? I just want to see, like, in weight, what can we do? What can we grow? Maybe not even just, I don't really have a scale. I have a small scale, but I don't really have a scale, but like in showing you, what can we grow in these containers in bulk? And every time I'm harvesting something, I'm going to turn that soil and drop a seed. It doesn't take long to turn that soil, a minute, drop a seed. It really doesn't. And I just need to do better with maintaining, keeping up with it. And like I said, having containers, to me, right now, is better for me. Maybe one day when I get to a place where I can have beds, that'll be. But right now, this is like when it's time to go, time to move, I can take this with me. And I want to be able to take everything I'm growing with me. I don't want to leave anything. We'll leave Miss Peaches, but we're going to go ahead and start the process of cloning her, okay? We're going to call her like 3 times. We're going to make sure we do that this year. We're supposed to do it last year and we didn't. So we're doing it this year. We're going to go ahead and wrap her up. Bring back the bark, cut back the bark, pack the soil so we can go ahead and get some roots, in her and clip her or whatever. So we should get at least 2 or 3 trees off of her. That's the plan. So I can pot her up in like a pot and then one day drop her wherever I go. So that's what we're going to do. The rest of those I'm not really worried about. It's just Miss Peaches. She just produces a lot. And right now she has so many like little buds. It's going to be ridiculous this year. My neighbor said, do not cut it back. They want some too. So I left it growing wild. But anyway, that is what I'm growing. I'm hoping to get a lot this year. Even the eggplant, y'all. I'm hoping to get a lot. So we'll see. I started early with everything. I will probably end up getting starts for the strawberries because I told you I wanted a strawberry tower. I'm going to have to get starts for those because I tried last year with buying the strawberries, taking the seeds, and doing all that didn't work for me. We'll get starts. Bare roots did not work for me. We'll get starts. So y'all stay tuned for that. But I will see you all in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, the next video we'll be planning up some stuff and probably up-potting some things. So stay tuned. And I have some juice videos coming up, some meal prep coming up. And then make sure you are following me. Make sure you are subscribed. That way you'll get these notifications every time I post, whether it's an upload or a short. Because like today we're doing like a taco day. So you'll see that in a short. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and blessings.